So we've got a quorum, so we can begin. So the meeting is beginning. Is it 6:02?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got 6:02.
6:04? Oh.
Great. Secretary's report. Did everyone have a chance to look over Crystal's wonderful minutes? Could I have a motion to accept her report?
I move to accept the minutes of the secretary.
Any second on that? Mike, you just have to raise your hand if you want to. Okay, thank you, Mike. Good. Any discussion on the, good. All in favor of accepting this, raise your hand. Wonderful. Opposed? None? Thank you. Treasurer's report. Carly.
Yes, so there is no change in our general fund. It's still at $2,745.09. And our historical gift account has just increased by $250. We received a very nice donation in the mail. And that's a total of $7,966.55.
Do we want to say who the donation is from?
Sure. It was my daughter. She lives in Oklahoma and thought it was a nice thing to do. So she loves the work we do, and I thought it was very sweet.
I think it's wonderful. I was floored, so thank you.
Part of her stimulus money there, and she just said, I'm giving it all to charity. So she said, oh, I thought of the Historical Commission immediately. I said, thank you.
Yes, please thank Brittany for all of us. That was
Sure.
wonderful. Great. Okay, thank you, Carly.
Sure.
Public participation. Do we have any? Kathy, we're going to be voting on you in a minute. Okay. Unfinished business, the plaque for the old burying ground, follow-up. So I sent you all the script for the plaque for you to look over. Look at the second version, not the first. And please, any input at all. Carly's already given me a lot. We've worked together on it quite a bit, but we would love everyone's input. So please take a look at it. It's exciting that Fred took all the pictures for us. So we've got those all set. We met with Deanna at the design workshop. We did get quotes from 2 other companies, and they were quite a bit higher than design workshop. So if it's all right, we probably need a vote to go with design. Their quote was $28.25 and 31 cents. That does not include tax though. So it probably will be closer to around 3,200. So I do need a motion to spend the money for design workshop. Crystal, are you?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to spend the money on design workshop.
And I'll second it.
Second it. Any discussion on, if anyone would like to go with us up there, her workspace is just incredible. I know Carly's nodding her head. She has the fourth floor of an old mill, thank you, up in Indian Orchard. And it's just, she's done such a great job. I'm really excited to see. I made a mock-up. I'll show it to you. I needed this to show to Park and Rec to get their approval. So this is kind of what it's going to be looking like, except it'll be much more professionally done. So we're going to have the map in the center that shows the different blocks of the different stones. The pictures and the little write-up will be around it, kind of in the order that you would see it when you walk into the cemetery. And then there'd be numbers. So the number of this stone will be shown on the map so people can find it. And there's a little write-up, just a little blurb just about the history of the old burying ground as well. So that's kind of where we're going with it. Let me just turn this off. So if you have any suggestions, questions, please feel free to let us know. I also sent the script to Bruce Cordes just to take a look at. He's been doing so much work on the inventory at the old burying ground. I just wanted to make sure that all of our facts are correct from what he's found in his research. So any other suggestions or questions about the plaque?
It was a little bit difficult when we talked to Deanna. She's unbelievable. She's an amazing person and really knows her stuff. And she was mentioning how on a couple of them we had maybe a little bit more information, like on General Shepherd. So it might not look a certain way on the board if one has this much and another one just has this much. So we tried to like
Cut it
tone
down.
it down
Yeah.
a little bit and cut it. But if there's something that you think doesn't sound quite right, or we could say in a more concise way, boy, we would really appreciate any of your feedback.
And Mike, your 9th great grandfather is on it, so he is there. So Fred came once to take pictures, and there was quite a bit of bird poop on the stones. So he did come back and retook pictures after I'd cleaned them, and so hopefully we'll be getting those shortly. And he did a good job on that. Any other comments on that?
Oh, I think that you just did such a great job. I was reading it. I was like, holy moly, I'm so excited.
Oh, good. Yeah, I am too. I can't wait to see it. And I think it will be a good addition to the old burying ground. Then we can start thinking about other burying grounds too, after we get, well, if we earn any more money. We're spending our money pretty quickly. So we will have to pay half that amount in a deposit. So I've already gotten the paperwork going. I had City Hall set them up as a vendor. They have a vendor number now, and then we'll just submit the invoice to pay half at this point, and then they can get going on the mock-up for us. So Park and Rec meeting, I had to attend that.
Cindy, excuse me, would you like a motion for us to
vote?
to vote? Do we have to vote on paying that out?
Oh, did we not?
Did we? Did I miss that?
I thought.
Did we vote on that?
Took a motion, but I don't know that we
You did not vote.
Okay, sorry. All in favor? Thank you for saying that. All right, anyone opposed? Great, thank you. So to follow that up, I did attend the Park and Rec meeting last Monday to get their permission, since they oversee the old burying ground. And they were very, very enthusiastically behind us and thought it was a great idea. Had some good questions. So we're all set to go forward with that. But also at that meeting, Kathy was there to present the Temperance Fountain, which we talked about at our last meeting. And Kathy needs our approval that we find that the fountain is historic. Kathy, do you know, was it put in 1920 when the
No, it was 1897,
even better. Okay. 1897.
I believe. I didn't bring my paperwork back in the house.
Okay, I had another call, so I could not stay on to hear the conversation. Do you want to fill us in a little bit?
Everybody was really excited and they thanked me for doing it, and they voted unanimously.
Great. So have you gotten any quotes yet?
No,
So that's
I
your
was
next step.
waiting until you did it. And
Yep.
if you
Yeah.
have any suggestions as to where else I should go besides Smith Memorials, that would be awesome.
I don't offhand, but we'll certainly look into it to see. So you need the granite part or the fountain part or both?
Just the
restored?
top part.
Okay, is that just gone? It's not anywhere in Park
It's
and Rec?
not anywhere. Scott looked for it. Mark Crissati looked for it. They went in the basement of the G&E and they looked for it. So, and I had is it Michael Terrell?
Yeah,
He,
like Terrell.
he,
Mhm.
he was doing some work with me. So he's still investigating too.
I know the fountain that's outside the wings now was found in a DPW garage. So maybe they could check, I don't know which garage it was, but that fountain was there. So perhaps the rest of this fountain might be there as well.
Okay, DPW.
Yeah.
I think Mark Crissati looked and Mark said it was gone. So,
Mm.
because I had him looking for it too. I had everybody on the lookout. It's
Yeah.
like the sword.
Yes, right. 40
Right.
years from now, it'll show up. And we were just up in the attic at City Hall where Historic Commission things are, and there weren't any pieces up
Fountains.
there, right, Carly and Mike?
I
I
don't
know.
Mike, do you remember anything? I don't remember
I
anything.
wasn't looking for it, but I know it would have stuck out if it had been there. That's too bad. At least we have a picture of it, so that's good.
Yes, yes.
Now, if that piece, is that metal, that piece?
No, it's stone.
Oh, okay. All right.
The bottom
So-
part is marble. green marble.
which is
Westfield Marble.
right. So anyway, that's great because that is found in Westfield. When I was cleaning some stones at Pine Hill, there's a lot of that green marble there. So that's great. I don't know of anyone else. Anyone have any ideas?
No, but we can investigate a few different places.
Because you will need probably 3 quotes when you come to
Okay.
community preservation to ask, just
Okay.
to show that you've got different quotes.
Okay.
So, all right. So we need a.
I'm going to reach out to the East Long Meadow people, with the Historical Society there, where they've been working on the gravestones. I was with them on Saturday, but I didn't even ask. They were so busy taking pictures that it was unbelievable. And I was on the webinar that they had with looking at the land.
The
with
ground
that
radar.
machine.
The
Yes.
ground radar. I think this was Long Meadow,
Long Meadow.
not East
Long
Long
Meadow.
Meadow. It was
Mhm.
Betsy.
That's it.
Yeah.
McKee, yep, the McKees.
So yeah, and that's actually next it was going to be in my report when we talked about the Bruce Cordes project. Yeah, Long Meadow has been very active in that, so they would be a good people to contact.
So I'll contact them again, because now that I know them a little bit, I feel more comfortable to do that.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they were
okay.
up in Conway looking at cemeteries, and we visited 3 different cemeteries, and it was kind of cool.
Al and Betsy have made it their project to photograph as many of the old burying grounds as they can. And they put together a great inventory of different stones, and so they may even know if there is another fountain like this one somewhere. I would
know
imagine there's
Greenfield has one,
just like ours.
similar, but not exactly.
Okay, well, that would be good for a model.
Yeah. Well, I
And
have the picture in the postcard, so
Okay,
I think
great.
that helps.
Okay, great. Well, I just need a motion that we find the Temperance Fountain to be of historic value in Westfield.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second? Crystal seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand to signify yes. Anyone opposed? Wonderful. I will let Jay Vinsky know, and I'll
Okay.
put it in writing to him. So as soon as you get your quotes, then you can come before. You know that their next meeting is in July, and they
Okay.
don't meet again until, I believe it's October. They only
Okay.
meet quarterly. They don't meet every month.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can get the quotes in time for July, but if
I'll
not,
try.
then it'll be the fall.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
Great. Thank you.
Kathy, thank
Kathy.
you. Thank you so much, Kathy, for all your work on this. It's really
You're-
exciting.
You're welcome. I'm just going to stay on and listen. Is that okay?
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we love to
Thank
have
you.
people here. Thank you. But then also under that same line item, the metalsmith, I did talk to Dave Procopio. He's a metalsmith here in Westfield. He did have a chance to swing by and take a look at our front gate of the old burying ground, and he's very interested in working on it. He definitely thinks that he can reattach those pieces and
Yay.
also make another piece for the missing one. And he had some good suggestions of how he can really get them on there permanently so nobody can take them off. He said, unfortunately, the way they were put on with the bolts is really easy to whack them off, which is what he thinks happened before. And then he also suggested painting the 2 columns because they're the ones that are showing the most wear. And I told him that we were very interested actually in painting the whole fence. And he said, well, those 2 you definitely start with. And he's going to try to work with us, knowing that we don't have a lot of money. So
Great.
he seemed very interested in helping us out. So he is going to meet me there the week after next. And I'll let everyone know when that is, if anybody else would like to meet us there as well. I'll try to make it in the evening. Is after 4 good for you and Mike, Crystal and Mike? After 4, after 3, what is best?
Either's fine.
I'm
Either is
sorry?
fine with mine.
I still didn't hear you. I'm sorry. 3. Okay. Is that good for you too, Mike? 3? Okay, great. So I'll say after 3. He's a really interesting guy. So I think Yeah, I think you get a kick out of meeting with him. We're also looking into a couple other people, but if he can help us out with some community service hours too, he might be the way to go. Plus, he's right here in Westfield. Okay, anything else for those 3 line items? No, good. Virtual
Can you spell
tours. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Dave Procopio? Is that?
Yeah, Procopio, and it's called Iron Metal. I'll have to look it up, but it's like Iron Metal Works, something like that.
Okay.
I'll look it up and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. If anyone wants to Google, are you Googling it, Carly?
I can probably Google
No,
it.
but I can.
Yeah, just for someone can Google it. Virtual tours. Carly, where are we on immigrants?
All right, I'm gonna put the Googling down. So we have the script is completed, and I have reached out to all of the churches except for the 2 Russian churches. Fred Gore was going to do that, and they all were, very hospitable. Just please come in, take the 360 video, help yourself. So I think in the next week or 2, we should be able to get that done. And I had one, and I don't know if anybody here can help me out with this. I'm trying to get in touch with the Bhutanese church on Washington Street. It's, I think it's called Agape Church. And I have the name and a number, but I didn't know, does anybody have a connection with that church? Do you know students or?
Trish Wysocki didn't have a name?
No, she had the same information that I did, the name of the minister and the number, but I just didn't know. Sometimes it's nice to have a familiar person kind of introduce us,
Yeah.
But no worries. I'll get to that then. And that should be all of the churches.
Wonderful. Can't wait. I think this will be a good one. Good. And then City Hall, I sent you all the link to that if you haven't had a chance to see it yet. Pretty exciting. And as I was talking with Kristen earlier, I had talked to Brent Bean, and he would like us to present it to City Council, just to let them know in case City Council is not aware of our virtual tours. But this tour includes their City Hall, their city chambers, council chambers. So we are probably going to be doing that at their Zoom meeting in the first week in June. So I'll let you know if we are on the agenda or not for then. But I think it came out pretty well. It was probably the hardest one we've done, just researching all the information, and there was a lot to that building. But just getting the pictures down so it made sense walking through. I mean, there's so many different hallways there. And Fred wanted it to make sense when you're walking, walking through. So I think we finally have it. Take a look at it. If it doesn't make sense to you, please let us know and we can rehab it. But I think I think it's workable. Any questions on that? No? Okay, great. Canal project. This is exciting. So we're moving forward with trying to document the exact location of where the canal went through Westfield, from Southwick and from Russell through Westfield. And on Wednesday at 11 o'clock, the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission has set up a meeting to try to walk the canal through, not the entire length, but we're going to try to find the vestiges that are left of the canal and document them. So I know you both are working, but if there's any chance you can join us, it's Wednesday at 11. But if you can't, we can maybe make a summertime walkthrough if anyone would be interested in seeing where it is. I would love to know the Russell leg of it and see where that came through. So there's going to be quite the meeting of the minds there. Quite a few of the real experts in the canal will be there. And the next step is to have the archaeological study done and then present it for the National Register of Historic Sites. So that'll be fun to do. Sign project update. There really is no update. We're still just kind of putting that on hold with everything else we have on now, but I I think by the fall, really like to launch that. I think we could aim it at Christmas gifts and things like that. It's not a moneymaker for us, but I just think it would be nice to have the consistency through town. Bruce Cortis's project, he emailed me. He has been there, and also I was there, and it was pretty interesting. I was there with a man who has and we're not sure how to say this, a divining rod or a divining rod. Do you, Crystal or Mike, do you have any thoughts on how to say that correctly?
I heard it as.
I've always heard divining.
Divining. Okay, well, we've heard it both ways. So at any rate, he had some rods, and he went in with me, and the rods really did move which indicated something underneath the grass. So we would like to set up a date, and I'm hoping to do it as soon as school is out, to go in, grid off the old burying ground, and then just use probes to see if we can find any lost stones. That's really where he is at with his survey now, is he's pretty much exhausted all of his other sources, and he would just like to see if there's any missing stones that have been buried under the grass. Does anyone have any old hockey sticks? And I'll tell you why in a minute. Bruce has figured out a way to insert a metal rod in a stick of a hockey, not take off the blade, but use the stick of a hockey stick. And he said it makes a really good probe because it's something substantial to hold on to. It's hard wood, and you can really ram the metal probe up into the bottom of it. So my sister-in-law is having a giant, their dragon boat team is having a giant tag sale in a few weeks. She said there's some hockey sticks there, so she's going to grab those for us. And if anybody sees hockey sticks like at tag sales, for $1 or $2, please pick them up, and we'll try to make as many of these as we can. We were pricing them, Carly and I were pricing them online, and the minimum is like $30 for a probe. And honestly, Bruce got one, and it doesn't work it's fiberglass, and it just bends, the whole thing. Oh, Pete,
Talk
you're
to
on,
Amelia Park and see if they see if
excellent
as
idea.
the people break them, if they don't want to reshoe them, if they leave them there, just tell them that you guys will collect them. They can donate them to you.
Excellent. Amelia Park. I will call them tomorrow.
There you go.
So Bruce will have to teach us how to do it, but he said he's made one and it worked, and he found 2 stones when he was there last week.
Yay!
So yeah, he was out there probing away, but we really need to do it in a systematic fashion. So if you are out of school on the 16th, is there a day that we could set to get as many people as we can to get in there? Each of us will have our square, and we'll just probe away and see what we can find under the grass. So does it matter to anyone? Is anyone going to be away certain dates? Should we do it sooner in June rather than later in the summer? I know, Crystal, you go to the Cape, and Maine, Mike, you go to Maine, right? So what would be good?
I could do the 22nd.
22nd? All right. Is that good? That's a Tuesday.
I'll be away. That's the week before our wedding. So I'll be.
True. You will not be there. Yep. How about the following week? Are you gone, Crystal?
Yeah, my sister's going to be up.
Okay.
And then nothing for basically July.
Is the 17th or 18th too soon after school is out?
No, I'm sure we could figure that out. I can
Mike?
anyway.
Okay, Mike, what do you think?
I think I can be okay.
Okay, so I'm going to offer those 2 dates to Bruce, and then I'm going to put it on Facebook just to see if we can get more people there. The more, the better, and the faster it will go. And again, if anyone sees, I will go to Amelia Park, but if you see any old hockey sticks, grab them. My boys did not play hockey, so we don't have any. But I will be in touch, and I'll let the other people know who aren't here tonight. June 17th or 18th. Morning or afternoon, does it matter?
I'm going to be leaving on the 18th. We're going that whole week.
Oh, okay.
So 17th afternoon would work for me.
Okay. 17th. Okay, great. Hopefully everyone else that will work for too. He also said that he did have a long talk with Al and Betsy McKee. He also attended that same meeting. And this is what he said. The scans first involved a man walking around the entire 10 acres with a 3D camera. This resulted in a 3D map of existing and above ground structures. Next, a ground penetrating radar unit scanned the grounds. The GPR is good for identifying anomalies and soil disturbances as would be associated with burials. But the overall gist of it was that it really was not that effective in finding lost stones, and it was very expensive, because I know we had talked about maybe trying to get the radar. I specifically asked whether the analysis found new stones, and they said no. Makes sense, since the GPR is really focusing several feet down for ground disturbances, not just a few inches down. So I think this is more for finding where burials are, as opposed to stones that have been covered over by the grass. They did find what appeared to be some burials without stones, but most of the stones are aligned, and that's what they do in the Long Meadow Cemetery. So Liz, or Betsy, I think he means, and Al both agreed with me when I suggested about the only effective way to find near surface stones is to do the manual probing. So that was the report from Bruce. And then he went on to say how he made the hockey shaft probes. So if we can find some hockey sticks, that would be great. Yeah, that was it from Bruce. Okay. Anything else on that? He is pretty much done as far as he can get on the inventory. He is going to give us the copy of the inventory that we voted on to buy from him. He said it's always going to be a work in process, so we'll probably have to get an updated version at some point. But I think having anything to start would be great. So he's going to run that off for us. And we voted last time to spend, did we? Is it in the notes? Did we vote for 30 or 40? We voted 40, didn't we?
40.
Okay. Because it is going to be $40. I'm pretty sure we did vote 40.
Actually, we said 30.
Where is it, Carly?
It's number 3 under new business. It says Bruce is planning to update our burying grounds map by using photo GPS. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's number 3.
Okay.
Debbie made him. Yeah.
I will need an amendment to that to change it to 40, because he needs to get the binder and the extra length paper and all that. So would anyone make an emotion to amend the prior motion?
So move.
Okay, so we're going to amend the prior motion for $30 and change it to $40 for Bruce Cordes for the book of the new inventory. Okay. Did anyone second it?
A second.
Mike, second. Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor? Signify by raising your hand. Good. Opposed? Thank you. Wonderful. Any other unfinished business before we move on to new? Okay, there's not much new business. The Old Burying Ground Cleanup Day. We had talked about June 6th at 1 o'clock last time we were together. Is that still good for everyone? Would 2 o'clock be better? Would 3 o'clock be better? We don't have to make it 1. I know somebody had said they had an issue with 1 o'clock. So would moving it to 2 work? Would that be all right? I can't remember who it was that said they couldn't make 1, but what if we move it to 2? Would that be all right with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good with me, yeah.
2, okay. So we'll make it 2 o'clock. We will have all the supplies for you. So just come as we did last time. I have asked DPW to come mow for us, please. It's really, really getting overrun now. So hopefully that will be done before then. And hopefully we'll have a good day for that. And again, I will advertise that, and anybody else who wants to post it on Facebook, just to see if people, I know Kathy, you had said you were interested in helping, and well, I have a list of other people who are interested in helping that I'll contact to come on that day. Just as an aside, I was up at the Russell Cemetery this past week cleaning some stones, and that's a nice little cemetery as well. So I got to know some of the stones and the people up there, and really interesting. Any remaining business? Anyone think of anything? Good. We will meet in June, on June 21st, at 6. We're all set for that. And Pete, are we all set for a slot? I think I'm on the schedule.
Yeah, I think you had one that just continues on every month. So I believe your slot's
Great.
kind of penciled in every month.
Wonderful. July, we have traditionally always had a hard time with quorums. So we generally take July off if that works for everyone, because I know a lot of you will be gone, as I will too. So unless there's something pressing, we will not meet in July, but we will meet in August. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, good. Any other business that needs to come up?
Cindy, could you send me the link for the City Hall tour?
Oh, you bet. Yes, I'll be happy to.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. That's a record, I think.
And look
Great.
at everything that got done. Whew.
Yeah, 6:33. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And Mike and Crystal, good luck in the last 20, what'd you say, 22 days?
22, I think, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Good luck. And I'm thinking of you, and enjoy every minute of your summer.
Thanks.
Move to adjourn.
And a second from Crystal. All in favor?
Second.
Okay. Thanks so much. Good to see you all.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.